Hi everyone, it's Martha. Um, a lot is just going on in our country. A lot is going on. And we can't just sit down and ignore and say everything's gonna be fine when we're not doing anything to reverse the situation or to get to change. There's food crisis, you know, people are fighting each other to death, people are committing suicide. That's a lot for ourselves, for our families, and for everybody that we care about. That's a lot to ignore and to wake up each morning. And when someone asks you, how are you doing today? You say everything is fine. You say you're okay. When deep down you know you're a walking dead. That if we can clearly look into you, we will find that you're rotting. But because we tell ourselves or we condition to think that we're strong, and we say that is what that keeps us going. I mean, it is getting us out of our comfort. And it's so unfortunate to say that people are committing suicide, families. I mean, you committing suicide um, because the person uh, who used to love you doesn't love you anymore. People committing suicide because they've had a disagreement that instantly the only thing you think about is to kill yourself and kill the children that you have. I mean, it's possible though. And I'm not saying that it is the solution to our problems. No, it's not. We've been consumed by how people treat us. That whenever we walk, we feel everything that they told us are coated in our face or on our face. That even if someone is going to tell you something positive, you just tell yourself, no, that is not what my husband told me. He told me that I'm not beautiful anymore. He told me that I'm ugly. He told me that I'm worthless, that I can't be trusted in anything that I do. He told me that uh, you'll never make it. But deep down, you know yourself. You know that all that is not true. But what happens? You end up believing him instead of believing in yourself. That is something that is constantly draining us, something that is constantly driving us crazy. That even if I come and get to advise you that, these are the things that are happening in the society, even your grandmother, your great grandmother, if she was alive, she could tell you that these are the things that used to be there and things that will remain to be there. This is how the society works. It's just about you to get to understand that some things you don't have to put them in your mind. That there's some hateful things that people get to tell us that we don't have to work holding on to them because you're destroying yourself. You know your worth, and he or she doesn't know. But because we human and humans destroy other humans, we end up believing. Growing up as a child, I was bullied all the time. Like I can say all the time. When I was in my grade one, I was bullied because I couldn't fight. I was just a quiet kid, minding my own business. But I was bullied. There was a time I went to a new school, and I was in grade six. So I went to a new school, and it happened that there were the chair, I don't know, the desk that was allocated, there were two students seated there, two pupils, we used to call them. So I was the third, and these two didn't want me to sit there. So they bullied me almost the whole term. Like I was not comfortably seated. I couldn't read well because we used to share even books. So they can just take the book to their side and just leave you. You know, that is bullying. That is traumatizing. And when you don't have a parent who supports you emotionally, it's just terrible. Because for me, I never used to be with my mom like all the time. So you can feel what I'm saying, that it was a lot that was going on that was going on in me as a kid. But I got through all that. I didn't let that define me. I worked hard. I performed well. You see, so I was just focused on the goal, on the desires that I wanted to achieve. So, but what is happening in Kenya is just devastating. That people are killing each other for love, something that we were born, we found it there, something that you will die and leave it there. You're killing yourself for someone. You're killing yourself because someone has refused to love you the way you want that person to love you. My goodness. I know how much it hurts when someone loves you, and when you love someone so much and you feel like you can't let go. No, 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 I'm not going to let this go. You wake up one morning, yesterday you had fun, you went out, you ate, you spent your time in your favorite places, but you wake up in the morning and that person texts you, it's over. You can't believe it, because how is it even possible? Because it was so sweet yesterday, and it is just going all to a waste. You can't believe it. You want to beg, you want to go on your knees if you stayed with that person, or if that person was any near to you or where you are. You feel like you want to go there and kneel down and tell that person that, forgive me, I will never repeat what I did or what made you sad. Please don't leave me. But do you even get to think if it's worth it? Is it worth it? Is he worth, or is she worth you kneeling down instead of kneeling before Christ and telling him, thank you for letting go of what was holding me, for my fortune, from achieving or from opening to other great doors. Thank you for letting me open a new door for something new in my life. But we want to beg, you want to cry, you're not gonna eat, you know, you're going to spend sleepless night thinking about that person and what went wrong, because this person is not gonna tell you, this is why I'm breaking up with you. It's just lame excuses they usually give. So you spend time hating yourself. You spend time thinking that if you have children with that person, thinking that these children are also your problems. You want to bring now everybody into your problem instead of you yourself sitting by yourself or seeking help. If you can't figure out things by yourself, you just decide that everyone is a problem. And that is the time that you think that you don't have to live anymore. And not you alone, that even your children doesn't have to remain in this world anymore. That is because you've suffered, not them. That is because this person has put you in this much suffering that you can't put it up with it anymore. That you want to die And you don't want to die alone. You want to die with everyone that you think needs to go with you. Your children, your husband, or your wife. If you had brothers or sisters in that house, you want to go with them. Why? Why? Why can't you just die alone? If you can't, if you're not willing to sought help from anyone, why can't you just die alone and leave other people alone? If it's the children, why can't you just leave them? Something can happen, you know? Someone can help them. Just leave them. Hmm? Orphans are everywhere. We have children's centers. We have places where children are, and they're being taken care of by the government, by other people, well wishers. You know, they're going to survive. Just leave them. It is so heartbreaking that you see people killing the children, or you see a boyfriend killing his girlfriend, or a girlfriend killing her boyfriend. It's so sad that we become so inhuman, that we become, that we've been led by anger, that we are being driven by these terrible thoughts that are very destructive. It is so sad.